Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Tom from UDS with another edition of UDS Interviews, our series where we chat to interesting people from around the world. Now, my guest this week is a band who have consistently put out some of the best songwriting for over a decade, providing the soundtrack to many of the key moments of my life, as I'm sure as well many others. Here to talk all about their new project, it is my pleasure to introduce Murray from arguably the most handsomest band in the world today, the Xcerts.
We built this city. City on rock and roll, built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. I bet you say that to all the bands, don't you?
Absolutely not. I do, but I only mean it for you, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. How the devil are you doing in these strange times that we live in?
Yeah, I'm fine. I think it's kind of day to day right now, like many people, I'm feeling, since the new year started, I'm doing dry January, so that might have something to do with it, that my head feels very clear, and I'm excited about the prospect of moving forward. And but I mean, I say that, and a week before New Year's Eve, I was so flat, Yeah, I was just feeling super low, and it seems to just kind of be coming and going in waves.
Absolutely,
my positivity and negativity are kind of battling it out just now. But right now, everything's fine.
Awesome.
For myself.
Awesome. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think just the lack of certainty. I think just it puts mental health in just a complete spiral of sort of positive moments, sad moments, sort of appreciating what you've got, but also then longing for what we're lacking at the moment. And I mean, the fact that you're sort of coming out of it, hopefully, things are, touch wood, I believe when I say, but hopefully things are slowly getting better. But I think that's definitely relatable. And thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us. But obviously we're all friends here, and one of the ways I get to like to know my friends a little bit better is asking the hard-hitting questions straight away. And so, Murray, if you were a type of sandwich, what kind of sandwich would you say best represents you as a person?
Man, this could get a little existential quite quickly. You know what? I'm gonna shout out a small independent business in Brighton.
Go for it.
So I recently started going to this place called Tea at the Dials, which is in Seven Dials in Brighton, and they serve up a vegan satay, like faux chicken pita sandwich type affair, and that thing changed my life. Not a day passes by where I don't think about it. So I'm gonna go with the Tea at the Dial satay pita. I know it's not a sandwich, but
I mean, what is a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Is a burger?
Oh, no.
The sandwich is a very subjective term, but man, I normally go to Brighton at least a few times a year, but just obviously haven't had the chance lately. And there's just so many good places to eat in Brighton and drink in Brighton. It's the best city. It's the best city in London, in England.
Very fortunate down here to have so many good veggie and vegan places as well. We're kind of spoiled for choice down here, and I have been for a while actually. So the vegan diet I'm somewhat newish to it, maybe like 10 months into it or so. It's a bit of a playground out there for us down here.
Absolutely. I mean, I just missed a walk through the North Lanes. Like, eventually I will go back. And is it like Pelicano or something? The coffee joint that's around there. Oh my God, best coffee. Good. I love it.
Yeah, the coffee's unreal there. And again, the amount of coffee places down here that serve up the goods is just crazy.
Worst places to be stuck in. But I could talk about food, sandwiches, coffee until the end of time, but we should probably talk about music because that is why you're here. So your new covers EP entitled So No One Told You Life Was Gonna Be This Way is out tomorrow at time of recording, and I found it really interesting, sort of the concept behind it of reinterpreting lyrics and classic songs to a more sort of contemporary and modern climate. Can you just tell us a little bit more about how sort of that process and that idea came about?
Yeah, sure. So I got pitched by our management the idea of recording an 80s cover for a sync company. Initially, it had nothing to do with the band. And I jumped to the chance just to stay busy and productive. And I looked through the list. It was like a list of maybe 30 songs or something. I can't remember what the other ones that caught my eye were, but I saw Starships, We Built the City. And yeah, I've spent many, many years in clubs and bars screaming that song at the top of my lungs, as I'm sure you have, many, many other people have. But the one line that stuck out to me forever was just that we built the city on rock and roll. And I got it into my head over the years that was just like some dance floor 80s coked out anthem. And when I saw the song on the list, I was like, oh, that could be interesting. And then when I actually read the lyrics, I was educated. I was sat down, because the lyrics are a little bit wacky at times, but still pretty profound in what he's singing about. And yeah, I completely related it to the now. So that's basically how it came to be. And yeah, so it was initially, I guess it was the shock of reading the lyrics to Starships, We Built This City. And then I presented the song to the guys. I quickly recorded it with our bud, Ryan Burnett, who lives like 5 minutes away from me, and presented the song to the guys. Management loved it and said, why don't you all just jump in quickly whilst you got the time to record an EP. So that's what we did. And I think we spent like 20 minutes discussing what songs we were going to put on there. And all the songs that we picked, had this recurring theme of the narrative changing for the now. So that's how it came to be.
So it was quite a quick process of, whittling down the songs to the 4 you picked then.
Yeah, very, very quick. I think I'm trying to remember what other songs were mentioned. Actually, we were going to, one of them was going to be, we were going to cover Troye Sivan's Easy, which is like, that would have been the most modern song on there. I think, I mean, that song came out just last year. We were going to do like a lo-fi, scuzzy, noisy punk kind of version of it. And then last minute, we changed it to The Cure. Last minute. So Tom's a Cure obsessive, so I think he probably fought for Robert Smith's place in there.
I mean, where is Robert Smith not welcome, honestly? I mean, I'm pretty sure he played some sort of mech monster thing in South Park, so he can be anywhere for all he's earned. Because that's interesting. Was there sort of, there was no sort of like, oh my God, we need to include this song that perhaps got left on the cutting room floor. It's a pretty, amicable, there was no sort of arguments around what stayed and what went.
No, for the first time in our career.
Fair enough. So yeah. I definitely remember, I think it was with Rock Sound, you mentioned that, the original idea was from the management was to do it for a sync company, and you sort of make it out, and even now you make it out that that's just like an everyday thing that just happens. It's you go from a sync company to a covers EP. But was it, was it sort of quite a quick thing that you were like, no, I want to do this for my own thing? Or did you sort of have to fight to sort of, but do this under, sort of the Xcerts brand at all?
No, so you know what? I genuinely didn't even give it that much thought initially. Because I guess I didn't really think that anyone would hear it in the way that it is now being heard. If you know what I mean. If like a sync company took it on for their library, it might get used. And I won't know until I see like the PRS statement or something like that.
Sure.
So it didn't really cross my mind whether it was going to be like a solo thing or put the band name to it. That didn't ever really cross my mind. And then I think once it was recorded and once management said you should go in and make an EP. I did ask if it was cool that I had recorded it for the sync company and we were getting to use it. But in the small print, it said we had the rights to our recordings. So I'm really glad that we were able to put it under the Xcerts umbrella.
Absolutely.
Because it's just a fun thing for us to do, and I think it's come out a little bit left field because, I think some folks are waiting patiently for our new project, and we're waiting not so patiently to record it. So,
well, hopefully this is the little stopgap between now and then.
Exactly.
But here at UDS, we don't just talk about music. We talk about the breadth of pop culture. We talk about movies, video games, TV show, comic books, everything and more. So with that in mind, if you could have a track by the Xcerts featured in anything at all, barring sync adverts, what would it be?
Ooh. I mean, we've discussed the idea for ages of soundtracking like a high school teen movie.
Mm-hmm.
We've wanted to do that forever, just because Hold On to Your Heart, our last record, was so heavily inspired by the work of John Hughes.
Absolutely.
And that was completely in our minds whilst we were making that record. So I think we would all love to do some sort of coming of age drama, romantic comedy.
100%. I mean, we were saying off camera that I was saying to you that some of your earlier tracks were sort of the soundtrack of literally my own coming of age story, sort of going from sort of, a school kid all the way through university into adulthood. And to this day, I can't listen to those early tracks of yours without thinking of that time of my life. So I can easily see that transposing onto, a more sort of Hollywood-esque story as well. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Somebody fucking call us. We're waiting.
Yeah. Whoever's watching this, I don't know who of the 80s directors from that time are still going. Robert Zemeckis, do Back to the Future Part 4, but with the Xcerts on the soundtrack.
Well,
there you go.
Yeah, exactly. We could easily write a song as good as The Power of Love. God, yeah.
Easy. Huey Lewis and The Who?
Right, yeah.
Exactly. Before I get sued, I should probably move on to the next question. Now, obviously 2021 has started just as unpredictably as 2020, so no one can really plan for the next 12 months, but the best you can, what does 2021 have in store for you and the Xcerts?
Yeah, well, definitely recording. There's definitely going to be new music this year for sure from us. And I mean, I guess I'm allowed to say, like I guess I'm allowed to say that we have like 3 tours booked in that I don't think the first one's going to happen, which is really sad. But I mean, so many people are in the same boat. So yeah, we have touring plans penciled in, but I just don't know if they're going to go ahead this year.
Well,
so fingers crossed. But 100% recording, and there will be new music, and we're going to start the campaign for what's coming next.
Very exciting. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine how hard it is not being able to play, because just as sort of, a gig goer, just a punter, I'm getting withdrawal symptoms, man. It's just getting so hard not being able to enjoy live music. So it must be incredibly hard, especially when you've got, music that you're working on that you want to put out to an audience as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think we're more itching to get in the studio right now, because we love being in there, and we want to get this record recorded so we can then get excited about touring. So we're just biding our time and being patient, and kind of in some ways it's been beneficial for us to just kind of hold back, because we're getting to kind of observe the landscape and what's going on with the live sector of the music industry. And I mean, we're not going to wait around forever, but it's good to just kind of take stock and keep working on the songs from home to make them, as great as possible. But the thing is, like, yeah, this has definitely given us time to look back, all the old footage and photos of tours gone by. And yeah, I can't look too much because I do start getting emotional about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I try and just look forward, but it's been quite hard. It's like scrolling through old text messages to like an ex partner. Why are you doing that? You're just going to upset yourself.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at all my old flames and weeping.
Well, hopefully better times are on the horizon, and more flames will be conjured.
More flames, yeah.
That is a laboured metaphor, but I hope it made sense. But anyway, here at UDS we have one final question, which is our traditional ending question, and that is: we are Upside Down Shark. Don't ask me why we're Upside Down Shark. It's a name we thought up many moons ago, and we're in way too deep to change it now. But with that in mind, Murray, sorry.
Yeah. Snap.
You just have to own it. But Murray, what is your favorite shark? And it could be real, it could be fictional, it could be a shark from a movie or a shark from nature. But what would you say your favorite shark is?
Oh, I got a lot of time for pool sharks. Yeah.
I mean, they're the coolest sharks.
I got a lot of time for that kind of thing. Real, like, crafty people. Like I admire that. It's something from a bygone era. I don't know if pool sharks are still a thing, but I love the idea of their work. I love it.
I mean, you can't get away with that kind of hustling anymore. It is an art form.
You can. Sadly, I think you'll be cancelled for that kind of thing. But it is an art form. It absolutely is an art form. It's a craft.
Arguably the most dangerous of sharks.
Yes, I agree, because they're right here on land.
Yeah.
Here on land. You don't need to go into waters to be, bitten by a pool shark.
No, just those seedy, smoky pool halls. That's all you need to do to get bit. Oh my God. That's a very
Riley's.
Oh,
Riley's. Right.
Oh, my God. We had a Riley's down our way for the longest time. I think it's a gym now, which feels like the worst thing it could have become. But
that's odd. Yeah, very odd.
Oh, I miss Riley's, because there was the one place you could really hang out when you were under 18 and, you could actually stay indoors and be dry. So, yeah,
absolutely. I used to quite like going to Riley's. I went a few times. I think it was way overpriced, looking back. But somewhere to go and something to do. There's a lot to be said for that right now. So
absolutely. Our one used to be was it above or just adjacent to a Macca's? So back in the day, you could go to McDonald's, have a burger, then go play pool for a bit, then have, especially when you're under 18, have like, I don't know, a couple of Cokes and a bag of crisps while playing pool. Go back down, get yourself another McFlurry, and head on home. Best under 18s night ever. Man.
Simpler times for sure. Yeah, so there you go.
Back in the day. Murray, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you today. Thank you so much for your time. The last real question I have to ask you is, until people can see you at a show or, in a live setting again, where can people find you guys online?
So what we got? We got OnlyFans. Instagram, just search the Xcerts, THEXCERTS. Twitter's the same, Facebook's the same. Our website's thexcertsband.com. And soon enough we will be starting an OnlyFans account.
Why not?
I got bills to pay, man. I don't think we'll kill it on OnlyFans, but worth a go.
You got to hit and hope. And that is the 2020 style. The Xcerts on the OnlyFans. Well, and until then, I just have to say, anyone that's watching this at home, make sure to pick up So No One Told You Life Was Going to Be This Way out this Friday, January 15th. And yeah, we will hopefully see each other down the road for a non-dry January pint at a show sometime.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
We just want to dance here. Someone stole the stage. They call us irresponsible. Write us off the page. Marconi plays the mamba. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember?